Hello and welcome to this presentation. My name is Yanhan Savannah Tang, and I am a PhD candidate at the Tepper School of Business, Carnegie Mellon University. I will talk about my paper, Multi-Armed Bandits with Endogenous Learning Curves in Queuing, an application to split liver transplantation. This is joint work with Andrew Lee, Alan Shulavov, and Sweeta Tayur, all from Tepper CMU. I would like to give a very special thanks to Dr. Emily Perito and Dr. John Roberts from UCSF School of Medicine for their insightful comments and expert advice from a medical perspective. In this paper, we study experience-based learning as it applies to split liver transplantation. Proficiency in many sophisticated tasks is attained through experience-based learning. In other words, learning by doing. Experience-based learning can be described with learning curves. The x-axis represents experience level, while the y-axis represents proficiency level. In this figure, we illustrate three learning curves, two S-shaped curves, blue and orange, and one diminishing return curves, the green one, with different alpha parameters that describes their aptitudes, that is, maximum proficiency level. Such learning curves can be seen in many real-world applications. For example, transplant surgeons need to practice difficult surgeries to master the skills required, and call center staff need to handle customers' calls to improve their ability to resolve customer issues. However, even though we know the parametric forms of the learning curves, the true parameters are usually unknown and need to be estimated over time. We focus on the split liver transplantation problem, where medical teams need to learn SLT surgery techniques by actually performing such surgeries on patients. Split liver transplantation, or SLT, is a medical procedure that potentially saves two lives using one donor liver by splitting the donor liver into two partial livers and transplanting each of them into a size-appropriate recipient. SLT is possible because human liver cells have strong regenerative capabilities. SLT thus provides a unique opportunity to save more lives with the existing pool of livers. Despite years of effort to increase organ donation in the United States, there remains a grievous shortage. As we can see, the gap between supply and demand in the figure I'm pointing out. In addition, SLT enables increased access to transplantation for patients of smaller physical sizes, such as children and petite women, who have been the most disadvantaged patient groups on the liver patient wait list. Although SLT has the potential to save lives, improve efficiency, and fairness, it is underused in the United States, partially because not many medical teams are proficient in SLT, and medical teams need to learn SLT by actually practicing SLT. We study the SLT problem where medical teams learn SLT over time, following parametric learning curves with unknown aptitude parameters to maximize patient utility while facilitating teams learning how to do SLT and ensuring fair allocation across patient groups. This experience-based learning may affect other stakeholders, for example, patients eligible for transplant surgeries. Such a situation illustrates the classical exploration versus exploitation trade-off. I want to highlight that there are two types of learning. First, medical teams are learning to perform SLT, and their skills get mature over time. And also, a central planner, or our algorithm, is learning about medical teams' aptitudes as they perform surgeries. We only observe the potentially noisy outcomes coming from those surgery results, but they don't necessarily review their true aptitudes, and we need to learn that over time. We formulate a multi-armed bandit model in which parametric learning curves are embedded in the reward functions to capture experience-based learning. Our model includes provisions ensuring that choices of arms are subject to fairness constraints, ensuring equity, incorporates queuing dynamics to capture wait time dynamics, and arm dependence to capture learning across similar surgeries. To solve our MAB problem, we propose the LUCB, FLUCB, and QFLUCB algorithms, all variants of the upper confidence bound algorithm that attain optimal regret, or log T, on problems enhanced with experience-based learning, fairness concerns, queuing dynamics, and arm dependence. For the sake of time, we highlight the learning and queuing aspects in this talk. I have explained experience-based learning and learning curves. Now I will briefly talk about queuing. As we mentioned before, medical teams' experience-based learning may affect other stakeholders, for example, eligible patients waiting for transplant surgeries, which are not captured in the observable immediate rewards. We incorporate waitlist costs, particularly waitlist deaths, in our bandit problem formulation through a novel decomposition technique and a hybrid objective. We demonstrate the performance of our proposed algorithm on the SLT problem based on real-world data. Results show that our algorithm have superior numerical performance compared to standard bandit algorithms in a setting where experience-based learning, fairness, queuing, and arm dependence exist. Application of our model can potentially shed insights on strategies for liver allocation and transplant center selection to expand SLT use in the US. It can also potentially provide insights for other settings characterized by resource allocation with experience-based learning in queuing systems, such as call centers and franchising. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Greatly appreciate your time and interest in our work. Bye and take care.